Yeah, and just mix it up. I want it right. I never want it to feel like, hey, there's a guy on the button.
Get back in your life.
All right, come.
Did I mention this? We have bugs here. We have bugs.
There's a big old rattlesnake over there. I think we should take him out.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, right. Get your stick. Get your branch.
We're on the set of Marriage Retreat up in the mountains. We're really excited about this project because it's combining comedy with drama to really get to a point where we can provide some laughs, but also really touch people's hearts and hopefully change some lives along the way.
I do believe that if you love somebody and you commit to them, that you should commit to them for the rest of your life. Marriage is a very big responsibility. It's a very huge commitment because you make the commitment with not just the other person, but with the man upstairs, you know.
The more that I hand over my stuff, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration in my own marriage, the more that I give it to God, the more I see just my marriage being fulfilled in that way. I think when I try to fix it or I try to control it, it always backfires.
The film has taught me that, to be more patient and understanding and to reflect more on you know, what I do and how I view him, because he's a real understanding. He's a really compassionate, sweet guy, and in the movie his character has a little naivete, and that's him in real life. So I should embrace that more instead of fight against it so much. So
I mean, we're just really trying to enjoy every moment individually and get the most out of the film and the message of the film to take back home with us into our own marriage.
So I think the neat thing about working with this guy is he's an incredible comic. He is an incredible writer. Tommy and I spent, what, a week on the phone. He was in North Carolina, I was in LA, and we were just hashing through pages and trying to get, you know, the storylines, and it started as one thing, became another, but I think that we caught the same spirit on this.
Well, like again, like in a relationship, this movie has evolved many, many times, just like a marriage. So just to drive that metaphor.
It's grown for sure. Yeah. Drive that metaphor. It's a meadow.
It's a metaphor.
Thank you very much. So
I've always liked ensemble movies. I like the idea of people who all have different problems in their marriages, and then you know, all coming together and watching the different relationships implode, and you know, and then chaos ensues, and at the end they all figure it out and work out their marriages. The character Mark says something really uncool, calls his wife a loser, which I would not recommend to anybody watching this. It's kind of like that thing, you know, don't try this at home because it won't work.
As a husband, my job is to really care for my wife and to love her the way Jesus loved the church. And for wives, the same thing. Their job is to love their husbands the way that Jesus loved the church, and to support them, and to give sacrificially and selflessly. And so it goes both ways. You know, a husband's job to love his wife, and a wife's job to submit and to be a supporter of her husband. But it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. There is no one first thing or a second thing. And so one of the things that I really believe that Marriage Retreat, the movie, will be able to bring to an audience is showing marriage, especially in some of these great scenes with Jeff and Victoria talking about their marriage and offering solutions, or at least suggestions of solutions, is the idea that God needs to be present in a marriage for it to work. And if God is present in a marriage, and if two people are surrendering themselves to God's will for their marriage, then they can learn to serve each other as Christ loved the church. They can learn to put the other's needs before their own. And that's not easy. It takes sacrifice. It takes a real surrendering of your will to God's will in serving your partner. So I'm really excited to see what this movie can offer, not only Christian groups and pastors, but anyone that is trying to work through issues in their marriage, because I'm hoping that we can remind them that marriage is really about three.
Talk to me on this road, we're not alone.